This is the day that you've been working so hard for. All those hours in the gym, all the sweat, the tears, sometimes blood. This is that day, competition day. What we're gonna be talking about today is to make sure that you make the right choices on competition day so all that hard work doesn't go to waste. I'm gonna give you my top 2 tips for how to approach nutrition on competition day. Number 1, this should be something that you've tested beforehand. So if you're an athlete in any kind of sport, generally you do some type of either mock competition. In weightlifting, sometimes you go up to your openers. In CrossFit, you do little mock regionals before you go to regionals. That is an opportunity for you to test out competition nutrition. If you have some competitions that might be a little bit less important than others, like regionals compared to a different CrossFit competition, use those other competitions as an opportunity to test out your nutrition. So in those less important competitions, you can make bigger mistakes or you can try things that you've never tried before. But what I don't want you to do is try something that you've never tried before. So that's tip number 2, is don't do anything on competition day that you've never tried before. One great example is me. When I was in a competition in Miami, I was at the at the Seoul Open, competing in a weightlifting competition, and I tried a pre-workout that I had never tried before. This is a huge rookie mistake. I ended up lightheaded, it was way too much for me, and I actually ended up missing all my clean and jerks in that competition. That's just one example. Don't eat any food you've never eaten before. Don't have any amounts that you've never had before, any supplements that you've never had before. Keep things routine and that you know work for you. This is definitely really common. People losing their appetite on competition day. It's kind of like your body has all of these things to worry about. You're nervous, the adrenaline's pumping, your body's working a little bit extra hard to accomplish the things that you're trying to get it to accomplish. Sometimes that can subdue your hunger. So keep in mind first that it's completely normal, but also that just like the answer to the first question, you don't want to change up anything drastically. So you still are going to need fuel on that day. What I would suggest is keep things a little bit simpler. So eat food items that you know are going to feel really great on your stomach. It's not going to be hard for you to digest, and don't have food in really close proximity to when you're going to work out. It might make you feel slow and lethargic, depending on who you are and what your needs are. So I would definitely have a really good, hearty, strong breakfast in the morning, or a good, hearty, strong dinner before you go to sleep at night. And then some things that might work around workout times that are lighter and easier to digest are fuel pouches, baby food, liquid calories. In these situations, I would definitely suggest to get liquid calories like protein shakes or carb supplements if that's something that you've tried before. It's a little bit easier on the stomach and not gonna get you as full as eating an entire meal, or sticking to other complex carbs like oats or rice or potatoes. That can also be a little bit easier for you to digest. So you've just competed, you've just worked really hard for this one event, and it's over, and now it's time to celebrate. Oftentimes, celebration surrounds food, indulgence, and you want to share that experience with your family and friends. I'm definitely not going to tell you not to enjoy those experiences with your family and friends. However, I would take into account that going completely overboard and using this as an opportunity to just free-for-all, eat whatever you want, is not going to feel good when you wake up the next day. So enjoy yourself. Don't be super hard on yourself in terms of your food choices. Eat something to celebrate and enjoy it in a social situation with friends, but try not to go, when you go home after that dinner with your family and friends, eat even extra, or let it roll into a couple days. You're gonna enjoy this meal celebrating with your family and your friends, but let's not let it roll into an entire week of celebrating after competition. Another thing to keep in mind after a competition is, when is your next competition going to be? So if you have another competition that's coming up relatively soon, especially for those that are in a weight class specific sport, going free for all after competition day is going to be a lot extra work for you to do going into that next competition. So oftentimes you can see people celebrating after competition and gaining 5, maybe even 8 to 10 pounds. That's gonna be weight that you have to bring back down. It's gonna come back down quicker than if you had gained it over time, but it's definitely going to be harder on your body to go up and down, and for you mentally to have to get right back to being super diligent with your nutrition. So save yourself the time, enjoy something, limit portion sizes, and have fun, but don't ruin all the progress that you've worked so hard for. These are some of the top tips for how to manage your nutrition on competition day. Now you know, and you can use those tips for your next competition. Good luck.